Welcome back to my channel, Mostly Paper Crafts. In today's video, I'm excited to share with you an idea for cutting out tiny stamped images if you have the coordinating dies and if you haven't cut them apart yet. So the stamps that I'm going to be working with today is the new Tiny Birthday Friends from Fawn. These guys are so small. Look how tiny they are. And it's kind of a pain to cut them out, even if you have the coordinating dies, because there's so many and they're so small. But if you have a stamp positioning tool like a Misti, and I'll be using a Misti today, and you haven't cut your coordinating dies apart, this tip might help you save some time. There's so many different ways that you could choose to die cut small stamps like this, but I'm going to show you what I decided to do. So first, I ran a sheet of paper through my die cut machine with all of the coordinating dies not cut out. So I ran this through my machine. I have all the little pieces now, but I have this white paper with all the holes. Then I took my stamps from the set and I lined them up one at a time into the little holes where they go. So I'll just show you the last one here. Just line it up where it needs to go. And then after I would do a couple, I would close the door of the Misti because I didn't want to bump them and have to start all over again. But now these stamps should be lined up perfectly in these holes. So now I should be able to, if I wanted to, I could pop all of these pieces back in and stamp, which I'm not going to do. But I could put in a new sheet of paper, ink, stamp, color while they're all together on this one nice sheet, and then my coordinating dies, which are not cut apart, should fit perfectly right on top of that, and then I'll be able to cut them out and I won't have to fuss with any little pieces. Now it took me a couple of minutes to get these all lined up. Wasn't too terrible. I think it's going to save me a lot of hassle, but I'm also going to just stamp several copies of this, even though I don't need several for my project today. While they're lined up, I'll stamp 3 or 4 of these, and then I'll keep that with my die and stamp set so that the next time I need them, I can very easily just color, put the die on top, run it through my machine, and be good to go. All right, so I just finished stamping. I did 5 copies, and these turned out pretty good. So I'm going to be coloring up one for my project today, and then I'll use the dies to cut them out all at once. I figured I might as well color 2 of my sheets while I had all my markers out. So I colored these up. It took about 20 minutes to color both of them. No rhyme or reason. I just picked some colors out that I liked and did it pretty random. And now I just have to line this die up over the images. Just taking my time, make sure everything looks lined up. Okay, and then I can tape it down, and then I can run this through my die cut machine. And the big reveal here. Now I know this isn't going to work 100% perfectly. They're not all going to be lined up exactly right. I did do a test run before I started coloring, so I could tell, you know, how it was going to look. And some of them are a little bit off. But with these tiny dies, I don't think I could have lined it up any better if I was doing them individually. So I'm pretty happy with how these came out. I can just pop them all out. It's really easy to cut these little guys since they were all centered correctly. And now I can use them on a project. Now, of course, this idea isn't going to work for everyone. Let's say you have a stamp set like this and you know you're regularly just going to use the same couple over and over. Well, in that case, it's probably better to just cut your dies apart. But if you plan on using them as a set or mostly as a set, this could save you a lot of time and hassle, especially if you stamp out a bunch that very first time and then you have them ready to go for the future. I hope that you enjoyed this tip. I'm excited to share some videos with you over the next couple of weeks. I've been working on some fun cards using the new Lawn Fawn release. I'm going to be working on some cards using the new Hero Arts release. The new Scrapbooks and Cards Today sampler is coming out, so I'll be working on cards for that as well. So lots of good stuff coming up. Until next time, I hope that you make some time for some crafting yourself and go make something beautiful.